Eto na mga boss, kakapasok lang na balita. Grabe si VP Sara, nagulat sa korte, nagkagulo na sa impeachment. Nagsalita na si Escudero, bumaliktad na Supreme Court. Base sa impormasyong kumakalat ngayon sa social media, mismo ang spokesperson ng impeachment court nang nagsalita na kumpirmadong tumakbo na naman sa Supreme Court si Vice President Sara Duterte. Humingi na naman siya ng TRO para ipatigil sa Senado ang kanyang trial. Una na nilang pinailan ng reklamo si Presiding Officer Francis Chis Escudero matapos ma-deny lahat ng mosyon ng kanyang abogado, pero dinedma lang reklamo nila sa Korte Suprema. Tuloy ang impeachment trial, sinopla sila ng abogado ng impeachment court. Kaya ito, sabay-sabay natin panoorin kung paano si Vice President Sara Duterte grabe nagulat sa korte, nagkagulo na sa impeachment. Nagsalita na si Presiding Officer Francis Chis Escudero, bumaliktad na ang Supreme Court. Tara, panoorin natin to.
Attorney, any response dun sa petition for TRO laban dito sa trial dahil nga po sa pag-elect kay Senator Chis bilang presiding officer?
As the presiding officer said yesterday and was confirmed earlier, any person can raise the matter. Pwede po nilang i-exhaust yung kanilang mga legal remedies, and yun po yung nakita natin. But since meron na pong kaso po sa Supreme Court yun, we will respect the sub judice rule at hindi na po magko-comment yung impeachment court regarding that matter.
But pag maglabas ng TRO, susunod po yung
Hindi, I think pagbobotohan po yun ng impeachment court as a collegial body.
ano po bobotohan doon?
Yung kung katulad po ng last year, no, pinagbotohan po nila yung mga insidente na may concern po sa pag-i-implement po ng mga orders ng ibang bodies or branches of government. So because this is a collegial body, not a single person can speak for the body, so mas mabuti pong pagbobotohan kung susundan ng Kongreso o ng Senado yung mga ganong order from another co-equal branch of government.
So kahit kung mayroong ganung petition, magpapatuloy na ng pag-ibig.
Tama po. Dahil wala naman pong in-issue na TRO or status quo ante order.
Medyo speculative lang, attorney. Pero mauulit ba yung nangyari yung mga naunang impeachment proceedings sa Senado na may desisyon ang Korte Suprema na hindi sinunod?
Ano po doon? Can you please clarify? Ano po yung specific na incident na sinasabi ninyo na hindi sinunod ng Senado yung order ng Korte Suprema? Kasi mahirap po magkomento ako dito ng very general statement pong ganun dahil walang specific na detalye po. So, kung
May possibility na mangyari?
naalim po, lahat po may possibility na mangyari.
Na maaari nilang hindi sundin sakaling maglabas ng TRO ang Korte Suprema?
Of course, it is within the plenary powers of any co-equal branch of government. However, as we have seen before po, the Senate always respects the balance of power. So kung yun po yung guidance natin, makikita po natin na susundin nila yung co-equal branch of government nila, so long as it does not prevent them from exercising their own powers under the Constitution. So pag ganyan po, ayaw po natin ng constitutional crisis, and sa history naman po ng ating mga three branches of government, wala pa naman tayong umabot doon sa ganong pag-violate nung co-equality ng mga branches of government po.
Pero bagay po kasi kaninong lang at wala nang witness na ito.
Yes, kasi yan po yung nakaschedule na ng prosecution na ipresenta ngayong linggong to, dalawang NBI agent po to testify on the videos as well in relation to Article 4 ng Articles of Impeachment.
How would you describe the second day of the impeachment trials?
Compared yesterday na medyo mabilis kahapon, very efficient, very fast. Today po, it was long because of the technicalities of the law. Sana po maintindihan ng publiko natin na kasama po yung mga ganong mga procedure, mga formalities, ang pagmamark po ng ebidensya, na pag-identify at authenticate at paisa-isang pagtatanong po to establish the chain of custody at saka po yung pag-identify ng mga dokumento at ebidensya. Kasama po yun sa araw-araw na ginagampanan ng lahat ng abogado po sa korte at lahat rin po ng korte. So, nasisilip po natin bilang publiko yung inner workings of the court in process. So, medyo pagpasensyahan lang po natin yon, but it is necessary po for the to keep the rights of all the parties in place po.
Kahit sir yung paulit-ulit na objections ng defense, talagang party.
Party po yun, opo. Party po talaga po yun. They have the right to raise objections and they have the right to ask for a ruling on their objections po.
Attorney, can we ask for you, but I think there's precedent po during the Corona trial about the TRO. Can you elaborate to us? Ano po yung precedent about the Senate possibly voting on the TRO?
Can you clarify what TRO was issued
about
during the
dollar
Corona?
accounts po of Corona?
Ano po?
The Senate during the Corona trial voted about the TRO on opening the dollar account. So do we see a similar scenario?
It's hard to hazard a guess because case-to-case basis po. So ayoko pong pangunahan kung ano po yung magiging aksyon ng ating mga senator judges at ng impeachment court. But I think we have to just wait for it when the time comes. We will cross the bridge when we get there.
Sir, may gag order ba sa mga senator judges na tutok sa pati sa both defense and prosecution?
Yes, it is part of the Senate impeachment rules and it was reiterated by the presiding officer in his opening statement yesterday.
Hindi pwede pag-usapan yung merits or ano, pero yung presentation lang po, pwede hindi.
Yung merits po, bawal po. May tanong pa po kayo? Thank you po. Ay.
Cross-examination lang kay Kalilong, wala rin ba?
Cross-examination po kay Kalilong, and kung maikli lang po yung cross-examination, then possible po na maipresenta rin po yung pangalawang testigo po ng prosecution. Maaari rin naman pong walang cross-examination. Nangyayari naman po yon sa ordinary na experience ng mga korte at mga abogado po sa litigation. So kung wala rin pong cross-examination, then the prosecution will move to their next witness po na si NBI agent Lontok.
Or possible tomorrow yung more than 2 hours na all-time press con ni BP?
Possible po. Hindi ko po alam kung ano yon. Sige po. Salamat po. See you again tomorrow. Bibilangan kita. Wala. Ganon po yun pag kasabi naman po ng natin ng presiding officer, he will be liberal in the implementation of the rules because the other party naman can also question it eh. Yes, pagbibigyan lang po. It's better po na ipasok na as much as possible kung may matters of admissibility lang. Let the senator judge decide on the probative value of the evidence. Kesa po magkamali na hindi ipasok, then hindi na mako-consider yun ng mga senator judges in their deliberation doon sa kanilang ultimate question kung guilty or not guilty.
Dito lang sa possibility sila mag-cross-examine. Ano yung wisdom behind it? May paliwanag sa public kung hindi man mangyari.
Minsan kasi po hindi po nagko-cross-examination ang isang abogado ng kabilang party kung wala pong nagawang damaging testimony yung sa direct examination at walang kailangang klaruhin o hindi binibigyan ng importansya yung testigo na yon. Opo.
Totoo ba nag-walk out o ano lang yun?
Ay, hindi ko po alam. Hindi ko po nakita sa vantage point ko eh. Kung nakita ko po siya kanina nandito, so I don't think nag-walk out po. I think Senator Judge Cayetano already said na pwedeng payagan tumayo o lumabas, umihi o uminom yung any party. So I think ganun lang po.
Attorney, yung sa motion ni Sentia tungkol sa yung ititake vote, kailan yung decision natin?
Hintayin natin. Siguro ripe yung for the matter na yon kapag may nag-raise ulit na kunwari open na yung natin, yung schedule, baka dun na lang nila talakayin. Kasi pag medyo tight yung schedule ng impeachment court, baka hindi mo na talakayin yun.
Not necessarily
Yes, medyo wala namang ganong prejudice on both parties kasi technically pinapa-strike out lang on the record eh. 'Di ba? So and since narinig nyo na rin po naman lahat,
Wait lang mga boss, sa lahat ng solid supporter na sumusuporta sa channel na ito, maraming salamat po. Gusto ko lang kayong invite sa bago nating YouTube channel. Nasa comment section yung link ng bago nating YouTube channel. I-click nyo lang yan para makapag-subscribe. Kaya tara, panoorin na ulit natin to.
technicality na lang yun na pagdating doon sa deliberation, sa ultimate question, sa huling-huli na, kung ano na lang po yung nakalagay doon, kung tatanggalin ba yun o hindi. So, bahala na po yung Senator Judge by that time.
Pero i-announce naman yun sa floor.
I-announce naman po yun sa floor kung time na to already tackle it.
So tapos
That's
na
all.
po yung direct examination ng prosecution, teka lang doon.
Tama po.
At hindi bakit po pinagpabukas yung cross-examination?
Because the cross-examination will entail long time based sa experience natin bilang litigator din. Ine-expect natin na matatagalan yon, and some senators are already tired sitting there. So, pwede naman po yun, ginagawa yon so that mas ma-appreciate ng mga tao po pag hindi tayo pagod. Mas ma-appreciate din yung storya at testimonya ng testigo kapag nakapahinga rin siya. Kasi tuloy-tuloy rin siya kanina. Kawawa rin naman.
Moving forward, sir, ito ba yung maaasahan natin parang schedule ng trial na hanggang 6 or before 7 p.m. yung matatapos?
Yes, yes. I think we want to make the trial very compact and expedient. Medyo long day lagi tayo kapag may trial, alam nyo naman. So gusto natin na as much as possible lahat ng mga incidents ma-resolve kagad at mabilis yung mga pagpepresenta ng mga testimonya at ebidensya.
Although, sir, that would also mean ma-extend pa yung 92, at least 92 days.
Hindi pa natin alam kasi sometimes the court will schedule a specific 92 days, but because of exigencies or yung mga ganito na wala, hindi naman kasalanan ng both parties, hindi rin kasalanan ng korte, just as part of court management, the court will necessarily extend the trial dates as need be. So hindi talaga siya 92 or 93 days na nakatali talaga.
But what transpired today, attorney, is hindi na sunod yung sanay target na
One day, one witness rule. Katulad ng any provision ng mga rules natin, no, ito po ay pinapasa lang o pinapasunod sa atin para may orderly na pagpresenta ng mga ebidensya at ng mga testigo. Pero hindi naman po ito hard and strict rule. While we want na talagang masunod yon, pero depende po sa case-to-case basis, exigencies of the time, ang mas nananaig pa rin po talaga yung mas makuha yung katotohanan at mas makukuha po yon kapag lahat po ng parties ay medyo hindi napagod sa gantong klaseng kahabang mga testimonya.
May epekto po ba, attorney, yung schedule ng oral argument para dun sa pagsupina sa mga bank records dahil kakain po ng oras ito instead na magpapresenta ng ebidensya ang prosekusyon?
That is an expected result of the delay o dun sa pagka-cross-examine ng first witness ng prosecution. Syempre mauurong lahat yun. However, the impeachment court will try its best to figure out how to squeeze in the incidental oral arguments po doon sa mga trial dates na mga sinet po natin for the meantime.
Ano target ng court for the oral argument? 1 day or 2 days, 3 days?
Of course, it will just be 1 day kasi nakalagay sa Senate Rules on Impeachment, the parties will just given 1 hour to argue their motion and 1 hour for the other side. So, medyo mahaba na po yung 2 hours na yun. Kaya, it will take up much time kapag magkaroon po ng oral argument sa lahat ng mga incident. I will read my statement for today, just a short statement on what happened. So, first, there are administrative updates. As to the BIR box, the BIR box was transmitted by the impeachment court clerk on July 7, 2026 and was received by Attorney Anne Lorraine Garcia Marquez of the Office of the BIR Commissioner at exactly 11:07 a.m. We will be attaching a photo of the receiving copy to the briefer that we will give you later. As to the House Panel of Prosecutors subpoena request, the request for issuance of subpoena duces tecum regarding tax documents of respondent Manscarpio and 22 businesses which respondent allegedly has interest in was received on July 6, 2026 at 3:35 p.m. by the clerk of the impeachment court. The renewed request for issuance of subpoena duces tecum for bank records as addressed to Honorable Eli Remolona Jr. as chairman of the Anti-Money Laundering Council was received on July 6, 2026 at 3:35 p.m. by the clerk of the impeachment court. Based on the order of the impeachment court on July 6, 2026, the Respondents' Counsel will be given a copy and 5 days upon receipt may file comment and opposition therewith. Afterwards, oral arguments will be scheduled. Senate President Sherwin Gatchalian called the session to order and convened as impeachment court today at 2 p.m. with 20 senators present. As to the preliminary matters, the inquiry of the Senator Judge Lacson on the 16 votes required to convict as a definitive ruling and not merely a personal opinion, the presiding officer confirmed and affirmed that such is a definitive ruling subject to the legal recourse of any party regarding the matter. As to the manifestation and query of the Council of Prosecutor Lorna Capunan to the Respondents' Counsel on the plan of the prosecution to call the respondent as a hostile witness, the presiding officer reiterated that the respondent vice president can be allowed not to appear but will deal with the matter once the prosecution files the appropriate pleading in court, and will deal with it the same way as before, giving the other party the chance to oppose or comment within 5 days and with oral arguments to be scheduled. The start of presentation of prosecution's evidence-in-chief, NBI agent John Mark Calilong, was presented today. On the defense's motion to have Agent Calilong's testimony be excluded for being not part of the articles of impeachment, the presiding officer denied the motion, citing the case of Enrile versus Sandigan Bayan as the Supreme Court held that the additional evidence is allowed as complaint is just the summary of the charge against an accused. It does not include the evidence to support the charge in the articles of impeachment. The direct examination of the witness was conducted by the counsel for prosecution, Attorney Ligutan. The presiding officer allowed the showing in open court of the 2-minute and 18-second video Exhibits P4-10 and contained in Exhibit P4-10A, despite objection from the defense on the need to show the whole 2-hour video instead. The presiding officer as well made several evidentiary rulings on motions and objections of both parties. Several senator judges asked questions to the prosecution and its witness. Of note is the question of the Senator Judge Ontiveros on why Article 4 is tantamount to an impeachable offense, to which the counsel for prosecutors, Attorney Ligutan, answered in the affirmative with explanation. This prompted a motion from Senator Judge Pia Cayetano to move to strike the response of Attorney Ligutan. The presiding officer moved to table the motion to strike out and to be taken up at a later time. And then the presiding officer ruled that the cross-examination of prosecution witness NBI agent Calilong will be done tomorrow. The trial has adjourned and will resume tomorrow, Wednesday, July 8, 2026 at 2 p.m. for the continuation of the testimony of prosecution witness NBI agent Calilong for cross-examination by the defense.
Ngayon, ikaw bilang Pilipino, ano ang masasabi mo at reaksyon sa balitang ito? Mag-iwan ka ng komento mo sa ibaba at ating pong babasahin isa-isa.